So why do I choose this topic for this retreat? Because stillness is very essential for us to practice, right? So in generally, from the level of stillness from low to highest level. So what is the term of stillness? Anybody know? Question? No. So in the definition, it says that stillness is motionless, mean not moving, right? So in general, that's the definition. But what is not moving? This is our body not moving. This is our mind not moving, or is our mouth not moving. So in generally, one of the sentences said that the patient must be still for the doctor to work. I mean, you have to be still so the doctor is able to work on you. Just like if you go to the surgery, right? What do you do? The doctor has to put you to sleep, right? To be still, so the doctor can able to cure your disease. So here, in a meditation situation, is the same thing. So we have to be stillness our body, stillness our mind, stillness our speech, so we can able to work on it. We ourselves as a doctor, right? So here's that. How can we able to be stillness during the noisy day and the quiet day? So in general, in Buddhism, we have two types of practice. First, we call samadhi. Samadhi is ji. Ji means stopping. And vipassana. Vipassana is one, contemplation. So this can go together, or you can practice separately. So ji, samadhi means to stop. Stop whatever you're doing. Stop whatever you're thinking, right? So in generally, our minds have a lot of thoughts, right? We can never stop the thought. So that's why the Buddha gave out these two methods, so we can able to calm our mind and stop our thinking. So the first is ji. Ji in Vietnamese we call đần. And vipassana is quán. Quán means tuệ. So đần tuệ means samadhi and vipassana we have to use together to able to calm our mind. So in generally in our daily life we have a lot of activity. It's like we have to go to work, we have to wake up, go to work, take care of our children, do all this stuff activity, right? But how can we use stillness during our activity? So the stillness here we have 4 type of level, right? So stillness we refer to as nirvana. So perfect stillness is nirvana. So nirvana is have 4 types, right? Just like last time we talked about the 4 types of nirvana. So I want to go over this 4 types so we can able to apply during our retreat day. So stillness lead to wisdom, lead to peace, lead to stillness, lead to nature, right? So here it also lead to space. So for example, our mind is like space, our true nature is like space, and our thoughts like material outside, dust, everything on the wind, all the form. So is this the space always moving or stillness? Anybody? You can talk. Yeah, space always stillness, right? But the dust in the space, what? It's always moving. So our true nature is like space. Our thought like dust in the space. It's always moving. So our practice is to go back to the space, the stillness, not looking at the dust. You see that? Even though in the noisy day, in your busy day, there's always stillness. So this stillness is what we call the true nature of stillness is always there. And we don't recognize. Just like space. Space is always what? Stillness. But we just follow the dust, the form, the house, the car, the material outside, right? So we see that. So our practice is today is to go back to this stillness type that we call tự tánh niết bàn, mean the true natures of stillness, or we call the true nature of nirvana. So my first question is, you have to keep in mind is where our thought come from. Anybody know? Where is our thought come from? So I want you to keep in this mind during your practice for this 8 hours. See where your thought come from, right? If you find the thought where it's come from, then you can see your true stillness, right? Generally, when thought arise, we see what? Just thought. But we don't know where is the thought coming from, right? Only during your deep meditation, you can see all the thought arise, where it's come from, right? So, like space, where's the dust come from? Anybody know? Where's all this form? Right? So that is our question. That is our question to keep in mind. So everything is changing. The clock is ticking. The day is what? Going by. The trees grow. The leaves turn brown. Our hair turn what? Gray. Our face getting wrinkled. So everything is changing, right? You see that? Everything is changing. But the true nature of our stillness is non-changing. It's like the space. The fires, wind, waters, everything is moving. But the space is always space, right? So here, our practice is to go back to the original stillness. So that's why we call the true stillness is to be silent. Silent here is not to always to be not talking. Silent here is meant to silence your monkey mind. But how can we silence our monkey mind? It's always talking. Even thought during our retreat, during our meditation, the monkey mind is always what? Always talking. Even though we are not talking, but the inside is always talking. So we have to awareness, we have to find out where this talking come from. This sound in our head, where it's come from. So our practice to look deeply where this come from, right? So that is our main thing. So the second is that we have to look deeply in our mind and see how it arises when it's calm and goes, just like the Bodhi tree. The Buddha, the Shakyamuni Buddha, after his practice of 11 years, all type of meditation, but he had to let go of all this practice. But he sat under the Bodhi tree how many days? He sat under the Bodhi tree for 49 days and nights, without resting, without sleeping, without moving around. So he sit with stillness mind. How can a person sit 49 days? Can you sit 1 hour, 1.5? Why we cannot do like the Buddha? He sit himself 49 days. How powerful, how strong he is. You see that? So because he lived in the stillness situation, right? That's why he can able to meditate that long. But we are not reach to that stillness. That's why we sit only 1 hour and our thought arise, our body get pain, right? So we are slave from our pain. We are slave from our thought. So like we sit in meditation and suddenly you forgot to turn on the oven, and then what you do? You have to stand up and go down and turn off the oven, right? So all this thought try to what? Try to trick us. Our mind, our monkey mind try to trick us. Our mind don't want to be stillness. Our monkey mind don't want to what? Want to play, right? So that's why the Shakyamuni Buddha, he able to sit 49 days without moving, without resting, without sleeping, always stillness. So that's why let me give you another example. It's like one of the master in 1964, one of the very famous master, most vulnerable Thích Quảng Đức. Do you remember he burned himself? How powerful a man, amongst a human being, burned with his fire, and he sits so still, so calm. Because his mind is like space. For him, fire cannot burn space. So his mind is stillness. Fire does not harm his stillness mind. So that's why he can able to sit like 8 hours of burning fire, right? All this fire burn his body. So we can able to do that, right? We can see the example of the Sakyamuni Buddha sit 49 days. The venerable monks, Thích Quảng Đức, he able to sit on fire. And right now we sit so comfortable, right? In a building with nice, cool carpet, cushion, and everything. So when we look back, compare ourselves and this people, this saint, we are what? We also have our merit and virtue, right? We sit without mosquito, we sit without snake, but the Buddha himself is under the tree, right? There are a lot of snake, a lot of mosquito, a lot of animals. He able to overcome them. So here, I want you to able to see how this body, how we slave by this body, and we are slave by this mind. Now we have to what? We have to take control over our body, and we have to control over our mind. So that's why the topic is stillness here is to let you go back to your own nature of stillness. If you're able to recognize and to awareness your nature of stillness, then you can sit hours, days, and months. Doesn't matter, because this body is the four elements: earth, water, fire, and what? And air, right? So all this body is the form. So we have to go back to our true body, our stillness true body. So if you're able to live with that stillness, then you can sit longer without any moving, any distraction. So that's why one of the famous men, Lao Tzu, anyone know Lao Tzu? He's a very famous in China, Chinese, right? He says stillness reveals the secret of eternity. I mean, if you have stillness, you can reveal your secret of eternity. I mean, you're able to find out the secret of everything if you are stillness. And then another person, he said that Hermann Hesse, everybody know Hermann Hesse? He write a lot of famous books. He say within yourself is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time to be yourself. So retreat is what? You can be retreat anytime because you have that stillness in you, right? That peacefulness, that calm. So here we go back to this topic. Nirvana is translated as perfect stillness, right? So we have four types of nirvana, or we have four types of stillness. The first we call nirvana of pure self nature. Is Vietnamese we call tự tánh niết bàn. Mean the true natures of awakening is stillness. So everyone have this type of nirvana. Everyone have this type of perfect stillness because everyone have this awakened nature, right? So that's why we go back to this true nature, right? But how can we go back? That is the question we need to find out. That is the thing we need to find out. That's what we call. That is the first nirvana. The second nirvana we call nirvana with residue. Perfect stillness with wisdom. Just like a person who achieved a level of arahant, a person become a saint, then they have this nirvana. So we are still a sentient being. We don't have this nirvana yet. And the third nirvana we call nirvana without wisdom, right? mean nirvana without this body. So the second nirvana with wisdom means the nirvana during their enlightenment. They become an arahant and they have this body. And the third nirvana, perfect stillness, is nirvana with this body. That's why in Vietnamese we call hữu như y niết bàn. Hữu means you have this body, but you're still in nirvana. And the third is nirvana without wisdom, vô như y niết bàn. Vô như y means when you pass this body, you let this body go, you enter nirvana. And the last nirvana, the fourth type of nirvana, or perfect stillness, we call no drowning. Mean no niết bàn vô trụ xứ, mean everywhere is nirvana. Everywhere you go, if you go to casino, there's nirvana. If you go to a bar, there's nirvana, stillness. And if you go to a shopping mall, it's this nirvana. So this nirvana is everywhere you go. Doesn't matter you sit at home with quiet mind, or you go shopping, or you go to the casino, or you go to a noisy place, rock, a music, a play, this sport playing. Even though there's noise, but this nirvana, this stillness, all with you. So that is the fourth type of nirvana we can choose. So nirvana can be any form, any situation you can recognize, right? So stillness can lead to wisdom. So in Buddhism we have two types of wisdom, right? We call learning wisdom and unlearning wisdom. And then we have stillness lead to thoughtless. So when you are stillness, then you have no what? No thought. If you have thought, you are not what? Stillness. So if you know your thought, then you are stillness. If you don't know your thought, then you are not stillness. You see that? So if everything arises in your mind, you are aware, you know it, then there's no thought. Because in your mind, there's no thought come together. If you see your thought, then the thought is disappear. Most of us, we see our thought, a lot of thought, because we don't know the thought. You see that? So here we have to observe how's our minds. Thought come and goes, we know that. But who sees the thought? Right? We have to ask that question, who sees the thought? And we go back to where this thought coming from. So you have to look deeply, and then suddenly the thought will what? Will disappear by itself. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to use the broom or stick or something to fight your thought. Let it be. Thought like dust in space. It will come and will go. Just like the ocean. Just like the ocean, right? Where's the wave come from? Anybody know? Why do we have wave? Because there's storm, right? There's wind. So without wind, without storm, then what? There's no wave. So storm, wind, it represents the form outside, right? So our true nature is like the ocean, because we are attachment to the form, to the stillness, the outside form, the wind. Just like true nature is stillness. But when we eat, when we taste, when we see object, and our thought arises because we chasing the form outside. You see that? So that represents wind, right? But imagine your ocean without wind, without any storm. So the ocean is what? Always stillness, right? You see that? So all the thought arises, we chasing form, object outside. So we stop chasing, then what? Then our mind is stillness all the time, right? Because we chasing material outside, form, sound, taste, smell, our sixth sense, right? We chasing object. That's why our mind is not stillness. So here we have to go back to our thoughtless. So between thought and thought, there's a space, there's a gap, right? So when you meditation, if you meditation long enough, just like us, we sit meditation for 2 hours, you can see thought clearly. The more you meditation, you can see your mind clearly, right? So between thought and thought, there's a gap, right? That gap is what? Is stillness, right? So that's why the Zen master said that if you're able to choke yourself in that gap and live that infinity, then you will have no thought. Between thought and thought, there's no thought, right? Did you see that? So the Zen master wants you to choke in that gap, that space, that stillness, right? So that's just let it be. If you just let it be, then there's no thinking, there's no thought. If you try to think something, then what? Then there's thought. So very simple practice. Zen is to see, taste, smell, touch, and do not attachment. That is the true nature of stillness. If you see, you taste, you touch, your attachment, that is the ignorant. That's why the Buddha say, if you see, taste, touch, if you are attachment, then you are ignorant. If you see, taste, touch, and attachment, then you are Buddha. You see that? So Buddha, sentient being, or just one thought. Right? So everything you do from the past 30, 40, 50 years, you can bring back to this moment. Because everything is at this moment. Even the Buddha from the past, the future, or the present, they all live in this moment. So you are the same thing. Doesn't matter how your past life terrible it is, you can bring this moment. So everything is live in this moment, right? This reality moment. So Zen master always teach you to live this reality moment, to bring this moment to the truth. So awareness is thought, awareness is movement, awareness what you're doing, what you're thinking, click the clock, click, everything is moving. So that is our stillness part. So stillness here is not just sit there and be quiet. You do all the stuff, walking, cleaning, gardening, and this stillness is always there. So if you are able to recognize this stillness, you can practice everywhere. You don't have to spend many hours of sitting, right? So that is what we call the Zen tradition. I mean, you meditation 4 positions: sitting, walking, standing, and lying down. For us, if we lie down, then what? We will snore. If we stand, then what? We will feel tired. If we sit, we will get in pain. And we walk, we get tired too. So all positions, if you cannot practice, then it's very difficult for us to go back to this stillness. So that's why we cannot spend, we have 24 hours, we cannot spend all the time sitting, right? So that's why Zen tradition is, you practice any position that you like. You can sit, you can stand, you can walk, you can recline, or we can lie down, right? So that is the topic that we need to go back to this retreat for today. So the stillness is what? Without moving what? Body, mind, mouth. Okay. So right now you're moving. Are you in stillness? So even though you are moving, you are talking, you are thinking, but there's always stillness. Just like space, just like I talked earlier. The space is always space. You cannot burn. Can you use fire burn the space? Fire represents anger. Anger cannot burn our awakened nature. Even though during our anger, we have that stillness too. Even though during your greed, your hatred, your desire, you have still that stillness. You see that? So go back to that stillness. Doesn't matter how angry, how frustrated you are in that stillness. So if you are able to recognize that stillness, aware of that stillness, your practice is more easier. You have to say, oh, I have to be calm my mind. I have to stop this monkey, to start thinking, and to be stillness. No. Stillness is everywhere, just like space. Like fire, wind, water can destroy space. So our true nature of stillness is always here. So that's why we have to live with that stillness. And then we will talk about the 8 precepts. So during this retreat, we observe the 8 precepts. The first precept we call avoiding killing, directly and indirectly. Killing here, today I don't think you kill anything today, right? But in our mind, for example, if you see an ant, there's a mouse, and we have a cat. The cat eats the mouse. Then you see, oh, the cat, you're so happy for the cat. Then you have what? You have killing mind. Even though indirect, it's not direct, but indirect. I mean, you're happy for the cat. I mean, you are what? You're on the cat side. So, killing in your mind, I mean, you're thinking about killing. Something's dying and you're happy, you're joyful. That means killing in your mind. So avoid killing. And sometimes we will walk meditation in the jungle, in the forest. Be awareness on what you're walking. There's some insect down here, so make sure don't step on it. I think we have a lot of slug today. So I went this morning, I just try to get rid of them. So when you're walking, look about 4 or 5 feet away from down, right, and observe all the insect, and then don't try to step on the slug. Sometimes we walk and we just look somewhere and then we step on the slug, right? So avoid of killing mean anything arise in your minds, insect, or the animals, or the pests, or the pesticide, try to stop. So avoid of killing. The second is avoid of stealing and take without any permission of the owner. I mean, we should not steal anything. Today you don't will steal anything, right? Stealing here means steal your mind, right? And suddenly you do meditation and do retreat today, and suddenly you see a diamond ring, somebody drop, and suddenly you what? Oh, it's a diamond ring. I have to be quiet and put in my purse, put in my pocket. That is what? That's stealing, right? If you see a diamond, let it be. Don't try to say, oh. So stealing is arise in your mind. So we try to avoid all stealing. And number 3 is avoid of sexual contact. So today we do not think anything about the desire of anything, right? We have to get rid of them. And number 4 is avoid lying. We should not lie. We say the truth, right? But today we don't talk anyway. Except we do the Dharma talks or the group discussion. Number 5, avoid using alcohol or drugs, tobacco. So today you should not use any alcohol, any drugs, any tobacco, any cigarette, except your medication, right? So that's number 5. Number 6, avoid eating more than 1 meal a day. So our practice today to eat how many meals a day? Just 1. Eat fully, get a lot of energy. Don't put a candy ball in your pocket and then do meditation and get out and eat. Avoid of eating, right? To able to what? To able to control our eating, our behavior. Usually we at home we eat like 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. Sometimes we eat snack. Sometimes we put in a candy around our pocket and then we just enjoy eating, right? We get the habit of what? Eating already. Now we have to start just eat 1 time a day, right? So after you eat, you brush your teeth, that's it, no more. And after 5, you go home, you can eat. So you have to eat 1 time a day. And drink, you can drink the whole time, right? Drink doesn't matter. If you need to drink, just drink. So we just avoid eating 1 meal a day. During the Buddha time, the Buddha eat 1 time a day. Why is that? Because you imagine we spend a lot of time cooking. How many hours we cooking a day? Anybody know? Sometimes 6 or 7 hours, right? That's like when we prepare a party, how many days we cooking, right? So the cooking, all the stuff, prepare the meals, lost a lot of time, right? That's why monk we just eat two meals a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the noon. And after that you can drink meal or do something quickly. So because cooking can waste a lot of time. We don't have no time to practice, so we have to avoid eating more than 1 time a day. But today monks and nuns we have to eat 2 times a day because different from the Buddha day. Because the Buddha day they all go back in, right? They go back in, but today we cannot go back. We have to stay one place. Have to work all the time. We have to do the garden too. But during the Buddha day, there's no working. All the lay people are working. The monks just practice and eat, go back in, and then go home and practice and study. They don't do the garden. They don't do all the stuff. So that's why we have to avoid eating. It also helps you to control your hunger. Everybody have been hunger in your life? Any time? If you have not, you should try it. Try to fast 2 or 3 days to see how your mind is. Like if you live in a third world country, sometimes they don't have enough food to eat. They feel hungry. When you are hungry, your desire mind is very, very powerful. Sometimes your greed will rise a lot. Like you see food seller, you grab and then you fight on for food, right? So sometimes you can practice at home. Sometimes you fast 2 or 3 days to see how your mind, how your body. So fast is very good retreat. For monks, sometimes we fast 1 week, 2 weeks. Help us to get rid of all the poison, all the toxins in our body out. Because you eat every day, the poison and toxins will store in your body. So fasting